Hey everyone, tonight's video, just want to kind of update everyone on what's going on and have a quick discussion on a few different things. So as you guys can still tell, the garage is kind of in shambles. We only have the Viper sitting in the middle, the truck's outside, while we are in pure construction mode, So I'm hoping, and the plan is to have the walls sanded and ready to go for Friday. Either start painting Friday night and finish Saturday, or just start Saturday and paint and whatnot, and have in here completed, and we can get back to our regular kind of working on stuff schedule. But right now it's like there's like dust and plaster all over the floors, and it's just kind of hectic in here. You can kind of see over there, we got all sorts of just garbage and construction disaster everywhere. So with that being said, as far as the truck goes, so I've had some people asking me about the truck. Viper's back together and running, but I've been saying for a little while that the truck build is kind of coming to an end. But here's where I'm at. I'm kind of at a bit of a weird crossroads. So you guys probably remember, or if you didn't watch the video where we tried to go to the quarter mile with the slicks that are over here in the corner, you can't run slicks under the NHRA rules, like at one of those tracks that's really being sticky with the rules. You can't put slicks on your vehicle without having driveshaft loops. So there's nobody that sells a bolt-on driveshaft loop for our trucks. Because I'm kind of, just trying to send it down the track for last time, it's becoming a little bit more of a headache than I'm kind of willing to go through to get the driveshaft loops on there. I bought like a cheap driveshaft loop kit, if I can put my hands on it right now, where it's just like one that it's a generic universal one. And let me pull it out here. So I bought this contraption, and this is, and I have the brackets spaced out differently. So this is a driveshaft loop. Obviously it's missing the other part. The other part's over here. But this is the configuration with the driveshaft loop, and it sits essentially like that. If you guys don't know, so obviously that one bracket down there is going to be higher, but this is how the driveshaft loop kind of sits, and it encompasses everything that way. So I bought that one, and I was just kind of test fitting it underneath, and there's not really anywhere you can bolt it to. You would essentially have to drill a hole in the bottom of the floor on the truck and mount it, or come up with some sort of cross brace of that nature. And even this is where it gets funny, is because my truck is a quad cab or crew cab, same as the quad cab, the longer trucks, they have a two-piece drive shaft. And when you get into the two-piece drive shaft, technically, the tech guy that was looking at my truck didn't really say or specify. Actually, he did. He said I just needed to have one loop. But technically speaking, you're supposed to have two driveshaft loops. So two of those kind of contraptions that you see on the floor there. And it's supposed to be put on the front of the drive shaft where the universal is, just in case you snap something, that the drive shaft doesn't drop and fall on the track and dig in and pogo the whole thing. That's supposed to be the idea. But it really depends. Like, I could go through the whole headache of trying to fab something up, like the driveshaft loop, put it on the front of the driveshaft, get ready to go to the track, do the whole track thing, get there, and then them tell me, like, have a different tech guy come out and say, oh, you have a two-piece driveshaft, you need two driveshaft loops. So I'm a little bit nervous on that. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I wanted to get your guys' feedback. I think there's a way for me doing a poll. I'm going to check after making this video, but if I can do a poll, I'm going to put it up above here, and hopefully I can get some results from that. You guys have obviously seen the build, the whole truck build from start to finish. If you guys have been following along for a little bit, or maybe dug back in some of the old videos or watched, some of them, whatever. But we've pretty much documented the whole thing, and I was really trying to get the truck to go down the track pretty fast. I was pretty confident that it's going to break into the 11s. Definitely low 12s with the way we got it running right now. But the thing is two things. I kind of want to move on to a new project, and I have a feeling that a lot of people on the channel kind of want to see something new and fresh funds are limited, so in order to do that, I do have to recoup the money that was sunk into the truck out of the truck to be able to afford the next project. So that's one part of it. And two, if I'm going to be trying to sell it and whatnot, I mean, every time you go to the track, that's a huge beating the truck is taking. So, I mean, with the street tires, maybe not so much, or maybe you could argue it either way, but whenever you launch that truck, I mean, it's putting it through its paces for sure. So I just don't want to see something break right at the very end of us doing all this either. So, like I said, trying to be resourceful with the funds, getting the money back out of the truck so we can start the next project. But I just, kind of fingers crossed, I don't want to have something happen to the truck and that sets us back financially and we can't do something with a new vehicle on the channel. So, I guess where I'm going with that question is, do you guys really care about seeing the truck go down 1/4 mile with all these mods on it? Or did you guys just enjoy more the process of it getting to where it is and all that kind of stuff? And maybe we can do some, just cool videos with it before we take it apart. Maybe just some stuff with like drone and all that stuff. And maybe some, in-vehicle reviews and stuff like that. You want to see just that stuff rather than going to the strip and trying to set a time? Because that would save me, if you guys aren't really interested in the whole drag strip thing, it would save me a ton of headache. I'm probably a bunch of money too. There's one company that sells these Driveshaft loops, and I'm trying to point to right now, like an actual kit for our truck, and they want like, all said and done, it's going to end up be like $550, $600 just to have those Driveshaft loops, which I'm going to use them for 1 or 2 track days, and then that's it. So I don't have that kind of money to be throwing around. That's why I'm kind of throwing it back to you guys, because I want to see what your guys' take is, because I'm trying to move some stuff around to get the money out of the truck. So like I said, we can move on to the next vehicle. But if we don't kind of get the money out of the truck, then we're still kind of stuck within limbo mode. So like I was telling you before, it's not like we're getting out of cars or getting out of modified vehicles. A lot of people have also kind of stated that they just want to see like basic mods. Like a lot of stuff that I'm doing with the truck is kind of above and beyond anything they would kind of be interested in, just because their truck is their workhorse or their daily vehicle or something that they don't want to go too crazy as far as making like a race truck, which I get, makes sense. So kind of where I'm at. Like I said, if you guys really want to see it go down the track, let me know in the comments. Like drop me a comment and let me know which way you guys would like to see everything go to kind of wrap up the truck build, because like I said, it's proving to be kind of a pain in the ass to get the Driveshaft loops on there, and I'm debating trying to rig something up with that just to get this Driveshaft loop working. It doesn't really do much other than a safety feature, but get it on the truck just so I can try to go. But it just seems like everything's kind of not clicking as far as that, because I got to get somebody to custom weld it and trying to get the truck or find the time to get over to somebody that can custom fab something to have this bracket sit on something and have it all mocked up. But that's the plan as of right now. Like I mentioned before, I think it looks like we're probably going to go a Corvette route. I kind of want to do something cool, so I'm trying to see if I can get something like a Corvette, a newer one that comes from an auction that's maybe punched in the front, and we're gonna like get some like a aftermarket badass hood, a performance front end, like a different bumper, and just make the thing insane. So that's kind of the direction I'm leaning towards. I would get like the Hellcat stuff, but honestly, there's so many channels with Hellcat stuff, and I just feel like, I don't know, to get one of those would just, that kind of market or channel, content is already well covered. So that's kind of just my opinion on that stuff. And with the Corvette, at least we could do both. We could go to the drag strip and we could go to some of the road course events and have fun with both. And that's just where I'm at. The other thing too is the Corvette is super light, so you have a definite weight advantage with the Vet versus one of the Hellcat type deals. But I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, regardless, I just want to get something different, just keep the channel new, fresh, and interesting and all that good stuff. One other thing I do want to mention, and I'll make a completely separate video on this, but the whole myth of, and I'm calling it a myth at this point, but the myth of the wobble in the rear and needing those brackets to relocate the rear axle front to back. I'm calling it a myth at this point because when I put the QA1 shocks in the back, it's gone. So I haven't had any issues since. This is what I've learned and been told from other people, that they put those QA1 adjustable shocks in the rear and they didn't have that wobble in the back. So I mean, we were doing pretty well 100 miles an hour at the track last time when we went to the quarter mile, but we were running the 8th. But after we went through the gates, we still kind of stayed in it. And I mean, we're doing 100 miles an hour and the thing was just staying dead straight. So no more wobble, because I was originally getting that whole wobble routine. And then when I switched out those shocks, I haven't had it since. So the only reason you would actually need those brackets to relocate the axle is if the gap bugged you, the gap that's between when the wheel is in the fender wall, the gap between the fender on the front and the back, it's a little bit offset when it's lowered. Because you guys have to remember too that when you're towing, it's not like when you tow and you have a payload in the back and the truck squats that all of a sudden your truck is going to be in some sort of wobble state. So really the whole thing didn't really make that much sense to me, that the designers or engineers of the vehicle, like if you put a load in the back, it's no different than if you lower your truck. It's almost similar to if you have a huge trailer on the back or payload in the back and the truck's squatting, the truck still should track okay. Only difference is when you actually put that big payload in the back, you have some weight and stability back there. So I don't know, the shocks seem to fix it. If that changes, I'll update you guys for sure, but I haven't had to put those brackets on, relocation brackets, to go fast in the truck so far. But anyways, you guys, it's gonna do it for today's video. Don't forget to leave a comment on that question that I have for you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna try to put a poll up above, but if that doesn't work, I want you guys to at least comment and let me know how badly you actually want to see this thing go down the track, or if it's not a big deal, then I want to document taking the truck apart. I don't know if that sounds strange, but taking it apart and putting it back to stock, that whole process, so you guys can see that aspect of it too. So we're going to document that truck going back to stock also. And yeah, we're going to part it all out and go from there. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so you're notified of all the latest videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.